In the near future, people have to rely on the wheel to draw lots even for eating caviar in the near future. In the post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, seizing the wheel becomes the key to survival and empowerment. Zhongming, who has been brought back to life, is like a walking guidebook, knowing that brainworm is a great supplement. Zhongming searched high and low to find it, with the support of the dog's nose for the Dihuang pill. Zhongming quickly found the lucky one controlled by brainworm. When he saw that it was Captain Yi, he was also surprised. And standing guard beside him, at this moment, was the level 300 armed zombie. No wonder there was no movement when Zhongming appeared. Without saying a word, he acted swiftly. Facing the level 3 exotic beast, Zhongming did not hesitate. He unleashed the strongest flame blade as soon as he arrived, only to see the raging flames engulf the 100-armed zombie in an instant. But the next second, the 100-armed zombie appeared unscathed in front of him. This is also the first time Flame Blade couldn't defeat an enemy instantly. However, Zhongming did not feel surprised. Zhongming was attacked. The 100-armed zombie also let out a roar, and Zhongming joined forces with Dihuang Pill to charge at it together. Zhongming's 90-meter short knife was directly thrust under its suddenly emerging red tongue, and the Dihuang Pill bit its hand tightly. But it also did not get away unscathed. In the next second, it was thrown 100 meters away. Indeed, one cannot underestimate a level 3 exotic beast. But Zhongming was not worried. He instead appeared calm and composed. He just smiled slightly, seemingly unafraid of the 100-armed zombie at the moment. Zhongming directly ordered Dihuang Pill to attack Captain Yi, seeing Dihuang Pill acting like a mad dog. The 100-armed zombie disregarded Zhongming and turned to attack Dihuang Pill. Its sexy little red tongue wrapped around Dihuang Pill. But it did not expect that Dihuang Pill's ultimate move is actually long range. The strengthened fine needles with dense threads stabbed straight towards Captain Yi, and the 100-armed zombie was unable to help either. It could only watch helplessly as the sharp needles pierced Captain Yi. But on the other side, Zhongming did not stand idly by. He raised a 90-meter short sword. With a click, taking advantage of the 100-armed zombie's distraction, he directly cut its small red tongue into two. Not only that, he also used the small red tongue as leverage, stabbing straight at the 100-armed zombie's green eye. But just at that moment, a meteorite flew from outer space towards Zhongming. This directly disrupted Zhongming's rhythm, forcing him to retreat hundreds of miles away. Seeing that the newcomer turned out to be the dual-powered demon in human form, Little Demon, who possessed immense strength. It is good at throwing. The bear-shaped big demon has strong vitality and excels in close combat. The situation at this moment once again fell into a state of confusion. Seeing the sudden emergence of the new exotic beast Zhongming, I can't help but admire the intelligence of Brainworm. Afraid there may be more level 2 creatures lurking in the forest. But at this point, he had no way back. Zhongming ordered Dihuang Pill to entangle the dual-powered demon, and he took out his killer move to deal with the 100-armed zombie's next move. It's a decisive battle. In the near future, people will need to rely on a wheel to draw lots, even to eat a black abalone. In a post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, fighting for the wheel becomes the key to survival and power. Zhongming, who has come back to life. He learned from the information gap that Brainworm is a great tonic. But he encountered multiple obstacles when trying to capture it. Facing the level 3 exotic beast 100-armed zombie Zhongming, he had to resort to using his trump card. He saw him take out the spatial crystal. He summoned a metal ball called osmium from inside. Then he used the basic summoning scroll to instantly transform the metal ball into a human form. After that, there was a loud bang. It smashed directly onto the body of the 100-armed zombie. The crushed 100-armed zombie kept gasping for air, completely immobilized. Zhongming smiled and patiently explained some knowledge to it. The metal man currently pressed on its body. It is made using osmium as the material. and osmium happens to be the densest naturally occurring element. This osmium has a volume of over 50 cubic decimeters. It weighs a whole ton. Later, Zhongming took out a 90-meter short knife. He fiercely stabbed it in the eye. He also did not forget to dig out its magic crystal. Seeing the defeated 100-armed zombie dual-powered demon also became anxious. Without saying a word, it charged straight towards Zhongming. But it was blocked by the metal man. On the other side, Iron Corpse is fighting with Captain Yi controlled by Brain Worm. Captain Yi, who has lost her protection, is no match for her at all. With a click, Captain Yi's head was twisted off instantly. And at this moment, Zhongming yelled for Iron Corpse to quickly throw away the head to prevent being parasitized by Brain Worm. And at this moment, Captain Yi, who was now just ahead, suddenly drilled out a small object. Correct. It is the main body of the Brain Worm. Seeing the main body come out, Zhongming rushed towards it. But the Brain Worm is still struggling in its dying moments. At this critical moment, it unleashes a sonic wave attack. It takes the opportunity to block Zhongming from getting closer. Then it urgently summons a zombie to protect itself in the gap. But the next second, Iron Corpse appeared in front of Zhongming to stop them. Zhongming then revealed a look of knowing he had you in his grasp. Outside the besieged city at the same time, the group of zombies suddenly retreated in a daze, as if they had regained consciousness. Seeing their unanimous retreat, the crowd also thought it must be Zhongming's doing. At this time, Liang Chunin also issued a call to attack the retreating zombies while they were in disarray. Then everyone jumped up directly. On the other side, Zhongming was chasing the fleeing Brain Worm and quickly arrived at the edge of the cliff. Brain Worm saw no way out. It was sweating profusely. At this moment, Zhongming took out the spatial crystal again. Summoning a fire extinguisher, he then sprayed it towards the dengue fever water from last night and choked it out. This is its fatal weakness. As long as it comes into contact with the substance in the fire extinguisher, it will stiffen all over, and also lose its parasitic ability. At this point, Brain Worm, with no way out, begs for mercy using its mind. Later, under the care and love of Zhongming, Brain Worm stopped the actions of other zombies. With many zombies watching, Zhongming managed to capture it as if coaxing a child. In the near future, people even need to rely on Wheel to draw lots to get a bottle of Red Bull. In the end of the world where zombies roam, seizing the wheel becomes the key to survival and power. Born again, Zhongming is like a walking cheat code. Without much effort, he effortlessly captures the precious item Brain Worm, then uses Di Huang Pill and Iron Corpse to clear the scene. However, just at this moment, Zhongming noticed that Iron Corpse seemed a bit strange. She was seen eating magic crystal voraciously. He speculated that Iron Corpse probably evolves by consuming magic crystal. Zhongming drove the Brain Worm into a specially made box. Then he took Di Huang Pill and Iron Corpse back to the capital. And at this time, the crowd was gathered together counting the day's gains. Flat Op Bro sees the shiny magic crystal in front of him. He couldn't help but show excitement on his face. In front of him were a full 15,000 level 1 magic crystals. After hearing this specific number, Flat Top Bro was also dumbfounded. Zhongming sat calmly on the side. He arranged for Flat Top Bro to take 5,000 magic crystals tomorrow to trade at Wheel, with an initial estimate of being able to exchange for around 100 evolution potions. He allocated 50 of them to Buzzcut Guy for distribution. Then he asked him to arrange manpower to continue hunting zombies tomorrow. After tomorrow, Zhongming and his group will leave. Buzzcut Guy will take over full control here. Before Buzzcut Guy could even react, Zhongming turned around and left, signaling him to accept reality. The next day, Zhongming took out the Brain Worm he captured yesterday and revealed a strange smile. The Brain Worm is a very intelligent creature. It instantly understood his intentions. It had to emit brainwave signals in order to survive. controlling a group of zombies gathered outside the city wall, waiting quietly for their orders to attack. It took no effort at all for everyone to take them down one by one. Brainworm at this moment thought Zhongming would spare it because of this. But Zhongming pulled out a 90-centimeter short sword. He uttered a profound statement. "I heard that you taste like chicken." The innocent brainworm perished. After everything is settled, Zhongming and his group leave in a green sedan. Buzzcut Guy and Fatty are left shivering in the wind. In the car, Zhongming began to envision plans for the future. The next stop is Cloudtop Manor in Ing City, the neighboring province. At this stop, we can at least have a stable development for 2 years. And before that, we need to go pick up someone. Night fell quickly. Zhongming and a few others arrived at their destination smoothly. After surveying the area, they found that the security here was tight and well organized. If it weren't for Zhongming's rebirth, it would have been difficult to compare with it. Later on, Zhongming invited Xiao Lei with a slight touch of embarrassment. He asked her to accompany him into the city to complete the mission tomorrow. The reason for his embarrassment? Because he needs Xiao Lei to dress like this. I have to say, clothes really make the man. Compared to his usual cold demeanor, Xiao Lei actually hides so deep. Sure enough, it was right to bring her as bait. After a thorough inspection, the two of them entered the city smoothly. Sure enough, it turned out as Zhongming expected. In the last days, one can see such stunning beauty. She quickly attracted the attention of someone interested. Xiao Lei deliberately walked alone. Instantly, she brought out the person Zhongming was looking for. Just when everyone was wondering why Xiao Lei was so calm, Zhongming walked out slowly from behind. In the near future, people will even need to rely on wheel to draw lots to eat a piece of spicy snack. In the post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, seizing the wheel becomes the key to survival and strength. Under the loving guidance of Zhongming, wearing a tight Xiao Lei himself, she instantly felt much cooler. She attracted a group of bees and butterflies as she wished. And at this moment, Zhongming walked out calmly. The gangsters thought Zhongming was overestimating his abilities, and planned to play the hero to save the beauty. But the next second, only to see Zhongming throw a left hook, a right hook. In addition to the Japanese straight punch from IP Man's true transmission, he then directly knocked down several people. Zhongming is known as a level 2 enhancer. The leading man was directly scared stiff upon learning this information. He even used the highest adult etiquette to pay respect to Zhongming. Zhongming glared at him fiercely. He asked him to reveal the location where Sheng Yuan was being held. Under some coaxing, the man directly disclosed that Sheng Yuan was in the basement of the county's southern grain depot. The Sheng Yuan mentioned by Zhongming is actually his teammate from before his rebirth. On the other side of the grain depot, 2 guards were discussing the imprisoned Sheng Yuan. It is said that he did it for a woman. He killed the boss's lover. He even specially arranged for a nurse to prolong his life, just to make him suffer here. Just as the two of them were discussing happily, Zhongming and Xiao Lei swaggered in. The 2 guards immediately assumed a fighting stance. Zhongming just glanced casually at Xiao Lei before heading straight to the basement. Then he grabbed the nurse's throat with one hand. There was a click. She didn't even finish her greeting before heading straight for the underworld. When she saw Sheng Yuan, covered in bruises, memories of their life and death struggles flooded her mind. Zhongming's profession before his rebirth was archer, responsible for long-range attacks. Sheng Yuan, on the other hand, was a shield man, a defensive warrior who could withstand almost any damage. The two can be described as the perfect duo. It wasn't until one mission where he took multiple fatal blows for himself that he received his lunch box. Now Zhongming, with the memories of his previous life, finally managed to reunite with his former best friend. Then he directly hugged her like a princess and walked out slowly, seeing Xiao Lei already wiping the knife. Indeed, the amount of clothes does not affect her combat power. Then the two of them swaggered away again. After a while, the base leader Huang Shijie saw several corpses in front of him. He immediately flew into a rage. A total of 6 evolvers. Just like slaughtering chickens and dogs. And at this moment, a man with sunglasses and dressed in white stepped out. He analyzed the autopsy report with Huang Shijie. They could roughly estimate Yi Zhongming's strength. Crushing a level 1 evolver is a piece of cake. While Huang Shijie displayed a respectful attitude towards the man in white. This also proves that the man's strength should not be underestimated. Watching the man walk away, the son couldn't understand why his father didn't keep the man in white for their own use. However, he was unaware of the price the man needed to pay to stay. That is a price that even the leader of the base finds difficult to bear. In the near future, people even have to rely on wheel to draw lots for eating a strip of grouper. In the apocalypse where zombies rampage, seizing the wheel becomes the key to survival and power. Yi Zhongming, who is reborn, always takes the lead. In the heavily guarded tiger's den, he rescued his best friend from the previous life, Sheng Yuan, and returned to the temporary luxury tent. Sheng Yuan finally woke up from the nightmare. Before he could regain his senses, a man's caring voice suddenly came from behind him. It was none other than Yi Zhongming. At this moment, Sheng Yuan had no idea who Yi Zhongming was, and Yi Zhongming was not in a hurry to show affection to him. Regarding strangers, painting a big picture is the most comfortable way to start. Sure enough, seeing Yi Zhongming's strength, Sheng Yuan compared to the previous leader, he agreed without hesitation to let Yi Zhongming take a rest. Yi Zhongming, along with several others, set off into the mountains. As a gesture of goodwill, Yi Zhongming made a special shield for Sheng Yuan, adding metal to it, making the shield highly durable. He also added ghost metal to activate its self-healing ability. This shield that Sheng Yuan is using now is even better than the one he had in the previous life. Indeed, when this shield is used by Sheng Yuan's subordinates, it is as smooth as cutting cake. Before long, the group arrived at the location Yi Zhongming mentioned. What appeared before their eyes was a uniquely shaped wheel, the Devil's Bet more colors wheel that Yi Zhongming had been longing for. The Devil's Bet represents risk, while the Prosperity wheel represents treasure. To achieve high returns, one must face high risks. Yi Zhongming then began to assign tasks. Teacher Piao is responsible for assisting Sheng Yuan with the shield in times of danger, while Melody Master and others will stay 500 meters away and cannot approach. This also means that the level of danger this time is extremely high. Sheng Yuan and Iron Corpse stood at the forefront without any suspense. In the end, he said to everyone, "After this battle, I may not be able to participate in any fights for a while." Then Yi Zhongming took out a level 2 magic crystal and inserted it directly into the slot. The next moment, Devil's Bet emitted a dazzling light, and one of the boxes kept spinning. After a moment, the final result appeared. It's a screaming cage. As long as you open the cage, you will receive a distinct war pet with unique abilities. Comparatively speaking, the Di Huang pill can maintain its relationship with Yi Zhongming only after mutating due to their deep emotional bond. However, once the feelings change, it can turn hostile. On the other hand, the war pet from the screaming cage needs to follow the rules of war pet. It must obey its owner completely, even to the point of dying when the owner dies. The function of the Di Huang pill is very single-minded, basically born for battle. The Screaming War Pet also has other powerful auxiliary functions. Then, Yi Zhongming continues to put coins in, only to see the other 2 boxes on the other side start to rotate. Then under Yi Zhongming's repeated urging, the box above suddenly stopped. Inside, there appeared the shadow of a lion. Then, with a loud bang, a blue light shot out. It exploded not far away and dissipated after the smoke cleared. A blood-red lion suddenly appeared in front of everyone. In the near future, people need to rely on a wheel to draw lots even for eating a blue can cookie in the near future. In the post-apocalyptic world where zombies rampage, seizing the wheel becomes crucial for survival and power. Yi Zhongming, who returned from rebirth, is like an encyclopedia. He used his memory to find the oddly shaped devil's bet, and then cast a pile of magic crystals into it. The box with the wheel starts to spin. When one of the boxes displays a lion pattern, suddenly, a blue light shoots out from the box. The newcomer is level 3 Flame Lion. Zhongming immediately orders Sheng Yuan to activate the blocking mode. Sheng Yuan, who serves as the meat shield man, truly displays an unstoppable force, like a lone warrior guarding a narrow pass against 1,000 troops. Zhongming continued to focus on the remaining boxes. Soon, another box stopped spinning. The pattern that appeared on it was that of Xiaohua from Guangdong. Then with a bang, a hard sharp blade pierced the ground. Then appeared in front of everyone. It was Bugman of level 3. Zhongming quickly emphasized to teammates that both Flame Lion's flames and Bugman's acid must be watched out for. Meanwhile, the last box also stopped spinning. Same as the first box, it is a screaming cage. Sure enough, as the main character, Zhongming's luck is still great. Then, Zhongming directly took out the spatial crystal. He summoned a large piece of metal, and used the basic summoning scroll, transforming the metal into a giant white. The metal giant stood towering on the ground. It stared fixedly at the cute Bugman. But it's far more than that. Zhongming once again used a summoning scroll on another piece of metal, and then a giant sword of earth rose from the ground. He grabbed the heavy sword in his hand. It charged directly towards Flame Lion. And at this moment, Zhongming did not stop his summoning. Under the summoning spell, the mud beneath his feet began to wriggle incessantly. After a moment, a mud monster suddenly appeared behind Sheng Yuan. After making all the preparations, Zhongming grabbed a 90-meter short knife and rushed out. Then he leapt above Bugman. The flame blade in his hand was already ready to unleash. Then with a swift motion, a blazing fireball pounced towards Bugman below. This is also the last thing Zhongming can do for everyone. After the raging fire burns out, it will be left to Flat Top Bro and his associates. Then, a great battle between men, lions, and insects will begin. Zhongming took out a level 2 magic crystal to set the pattern. When Devil's Bet shows 2 identical patterns, you can use a high-level magic crystal to fix it. Then, rotate the rest of the different boxes until all 4 patterns are the same or the time is up. But at the same time, the spinner also needs to be fixed in front of the wheel until winning or ending. Therefore, this battle can only rely on the teammates behind. This is also the charm of Devil's Bet: high risk, high return. In the near future, people will even need to rely on Wheel of Fortune to eat a package of instant noodles. In the post-apocalyptic world ravaged by zombies, seizing the wheel has become the key to survival and power in the era of the rampant zombies. Zhongming, who has returned to life, is like a walking map. Get ahead and find Devil's Bet, which represents luck. He can turn the rotating pattern into a solid exotic beast to launch an attack. The more times it rotates, the more exotic beasts there will be. If a complete rotation does not yield the same boxes and rewards, 3 advanced exotic beasts will appear. During the first rotation of Devil's Bet, Zhongming drew a level 3 Flame Lion and Bugman, allowing him to maintain control of the situation. When it's time for the second round of the fixed rotation, as long as the fixed rotation takes place, the one doing the rotation will be bound. If others cannot stop the attack of the exotic beast, the one doing the rotation will undoubtedly die. At this moment, Sheng Yuan is standing at the forefront, acting as the lone barrier against the fierce flames of the Flame Lion. Meanwhile, Zhongming has summoned 3 giant metal golems. They then charge directly towards the Flame Lion and Bugman Flat Top Bro, questioning why Zhongming does not let others rotate. However, how could Zhongming not have thought of that? Because the person rotating must be at least level 1 higher than the magic crystal activator, and currently only Zhongming is a level 2 evolver. Not only that, to match the reward pattern on all 4 boxes, a fixed round is also required. Just then, the wheel starts spinning rapidly. A moment later, one of them stops. The appearance remains Bugman's pattern. The next moment, a level 2 Mantis Man appears in front of everyone. The next second, the nightmare strikes again. Another level 3 Naga appears. At this point, Yi Zhongming's mentality also collapsed. Now everyone is facing 3 level 3 and 1 level 2, but there is no way out. Yi Zhongming had to continue with the third round of rotation. But the first one to come out is still a nightmare. It's the level 3 heavy armor sword skeleton. Yi Zhongming instructed everyone to focus their firepower on the level 3 Bugman first, while the other 3 level 3 exotic beasts would be blocked by summoned creatures. Then, everyone started attacking the level 3 Bugman. Sure enough, under the concentrated firepower, the level 3 Bugman kept screaming in pain. Bugman decisively switched from attacking to defending and planned to leave the effective range. But just at that moment, the best assist, Di Huang Pill, suddenly appeared and bit its foot, hindering Bugman. Bugman finally lived for 3 minutes. Defeat 1 level 3 Bugman Di Huang Pill, and Iron Corpse quickly retreats. At the same time, Flame Lion takes the opportunity to bite and shatter the giant swordsman. The white giant also gets mercilessly pierced through by the Naga. And the mud beast is beaten into a pulp within just a breath. The battle once again falls into a dire situation. There are few armor-piercing bullets left now. After careful consideration by Xiao Lei, she decided to concentrate firepower first to solve level 2 Bugmen and maximize limited resources. Very soon, level 2 Bugmen lived for 4 minutes. Yi Zhongming was satisfied with Xiao Lei's judgment. At this moment, the last box also started to rotate. After a moment, the reward that appeared was none other than the screaming cage. What now? Only the final reward pattern is left. In the near future, people will need to rely on the wheel to draw lots even for a snack like Wangzi's small steamed buns. In the post-apocalyptic world where zombies are rampant, seizing the wheel becomes the key to survival and power. The reborn Yi Zhongming is like a walking secret technique. He quickly found Devil's Bet, which represents luck. After a few rounds, Yi Zhongming had already used up 4 level 3 exotic beasts. Just as everyone was feeling anxious, Will was just one pattern away from winning the prize. The second round began. Yi Zhongming prayed fervently for luck. But the next second, a familiar light appeared. It was the level 3 Miss Sunflower. A moment later, another level 3 bloodstained zombie appeared. But fortunately, the next two were only level 2 Mantis Man and Heya. As soon as one wave subsides, another one rises. The loyal fan Liang Chuyin thinks that Yi Zhongming is eager for the big finale. But at this point, Yi Zhongming is even more helpless. He can only grit his teeth and continue. The wheel continues to turn in this dire situation. A screaming cage pattern stopped amidst 1,000 calls and requests. Yi Zhongming's excitement at this moment was like rushing rivers. A moment later, a small square box emitting golden light appeared in front of him. Without examining it carefully, Yi Zhongming crushed and used it directly. With a bang, a wild energy surged around Yi Zhongming. The next moment, a cute and silly war pet named Rumbling Engineer appeared in front of him. Yi Zhongming looked at the lump of iron in front of him. He was speechless in an instant. Damn it! Almost all the troops have been defeated, and you give me this crappy wheel to play with. But at this moment, Yi Zhongming could only suppress the anger in his heart. He believed that robots could not be judged by appearance. Then he directly gave it the attack command. But the next second, a soft mechanical sound suddenly rang out. Dear, I am low on power. Please insert the startup power supply. Goodness gracious. This chunk of iron is proudly named War Pet. But it looks just like those rocking cars in the mall for kids to play with. Then Yi Zhongming directly threw in a level 1 magic crystal. At the moment when the magic crystal slipped into the anal opening, with a swish, an 80-meter short gun appeared out of thin air. Yi Zhongming looked at this little thing in front of him, feeling a chill in his heart. But the current situation in the battle was not optimistic. Standing at the forefront of defense, Sheng Yuan was overwhelmed by the relentless fire attacks of Flame Lion. He was on the verge of collapse, with every breath dripping with blood. At this moment, Yi Zhongming could only wield his 90-meter short knife to fight back. But at this moment, a small thing nearby emitted a delicate mechanical sound, continuously shouting at Yi Zhongming to select a target for attack. Feeling impatient, Yi Zhongming casually pointed at the level 3 Miss Sunflower, the little thing that received the instruction. It immediately raised the 80-meter short cannon in front and aimed at Miss Sunflower. With a bang, a powerful energy burst forth directly from the short cannon. It directly shot through Miss Sunflower's neck with one shot. Seeing this scene, the truth that robots should not be judged by their appearance is indeed true. This little thing's short cannon. At least it will appear as a reward in a 4-star wheel. In the near future, people will even need to rely on the wheel to draw a bottle of Lao Gan Ma. In the post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, snatching the wheel becomes the key to survival and power. Yi Zhongming, who always comes back to life, is always one step ahead. He did so at the cost of summoning 6 level 3 exotic beasts. Yi Zhongming finally succeeded in obtaining this little thing named Rumbling Engineer from Devil's Bet, when he threw in a level 1 magic crystal. Its power could penetrate the neck of a level 3 Miss Sunflower. Yi Zhongming immediately thought, what would happen if he used a level 2 magic crystal? Then he directly took out a level 2 magic crystal and threw it in. The electric eyes of the little thing lit up again. After a moment, a fully charged 92 energy cannon entered the ready state. On the other side, although the Miss Sunflower was seriously injured, dealing with a few level 1 individuals was still a piece of cake for it. He was in a slightly better situation with Liang Qin serving as a buffer. But Flat Top Bro is not looking good. He crashed directly into the big tree. Fortunately, there is Teacher Piao, the medical support, there to help. At this time, Yi Zhongming also wielded a 90-meter short knife. He was dealing with Nada, who was also using a knife. When he heard the cannon of the little thing was about to be ready, he then ordered it to fire at the heavy armor sword skeleton. It hadn't even introduced itself yet. It just went straight ahead and fired a cannon shot. When it realized what had happened, its body and head were separated, and its soul was smoking. Just recovered Flat Top Bro couldn't help but exclaim in amazement when he saw it. Yi Zhongming, on the other hand, was not surprised. He ran to insert a coin and gave orders for the battle arrangement. Sheng Yuan was in charge of Flame Lion, while the others were responsible for the 2 level 2 creatures. Iron Corpse and Di Huang Pill are in charge of Bloodstained Zombie, while he continues to insert coins for the small creatures. Then he himself restrains Nada to facilitate accurate hits. The abacus being so scheming can even be heard by this YouTuber. But the next second, the delicate mechanical voice sounded again. Warning, warning. I need to cool down for a while. Yi Zhongming's heart galloped once again. How the hell does this damn robot always mess up at critical moments? But now that things have come to this, we have to change our strategy. Contract formation. Let everyone return to their position. Sheng Yuan activated the loud voice boost mode. He relied solely on volume to blast away Flame Lion, while Teacher Piao kept adding shields and healing to him. Fortunately, Yi Zhongming fed her brain worm powder. Otherwise, her mental strength would have been depleted long ago. A moment later, everyone gathered around Yi Zhongming. At this moment, Yi Zhongming's eyes were bloodshot. If it weren't for this little thing dropping the ball at a crucial moment. Yi Zhongming also didn't want to take this step. Shortly after, Yi Zhongming took out a 90-meter short knife. A flame surrounded the knife. It's Yi Zhongming's mark-sealing flame blade. A ball of fire flew towards the exotic beasts. Yi Zhongming then rushed directly towards the injured Miss Sunflower. And Miss Sunflower reacted in time. It sprayed out highly concentrated acid. But alas, it was still no match for Yi Zhongming's 90-meter short knife. It couldn't last for more than 3 seconds. It was taken down by Yi Zhongming in the second. After that, Zhongming took out a level 3 magic crystal. He summoned something like a bomb from the spatial crystal. Then he summoned everyone again to form a defensive formation. And he returned to Devil's Bet. Since we are going to gamble, let's gamble big. In the near future, people will need to rely on a wheel to draw even a cigarette. In a post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, seizing the wheel becomes the key to survival and power in the world of the undead. The resurrected Zhongming is like a walking cheat code. He was the first to find the Devil's Bet, which symbolizes luck. He successfully summoned the rumbling engineer. Its power is enough to easily kill a level 3 exotic beast, but it failed at a critical moment. Zhongming had to take a desperate gamble. He turned the Devil's Bet wheel again as it spun rapidly. A new round of crisis unfolded. The first box representing the reward stopped. However, the pattern on it was something even the post-apocalyptic encyclopedia Zhongming did not recognize. But now, he didn't care about anything else. Whatever appeared on the roulette wheel had to be accounted for. At this moment, the expressions on the faces of the crowd fell into helplessness again. Because of Zhongming's endless recklessness, several more level 3 exotic beasts were added again. Flattop Bro saw bombs strewn all over the ground. He also guessed Zhongming's intentions. Zhongming planned to gather all the exotic beasts together. Just cook them all in one pot. Very soon, good news was also heard from Wheels' side. But 2 box patterns are still missing from completion. Therefore, the Zhongyuan few can only continue to hold their ground, facing the crazy bombardment of multiple level 3 exotic beasts. Liang Chuyan's finishing move can only be considered scratching an itch. Soon, he was injured by the thorns on his left foot. With a thud, he fell heavily to the ground due to weightlessness. Fortunately, at that critical moment, Xiao Lei bravely pulled him back. Even the thick-skinned and thick-meat iron corpse. It was also ruthlessly split into 2. Xiao Lei, who saw the scene. She could only continue to urge Zhongming at this moment, when the wheel had entered the white-hot stage. There was only 1 box left. And at this moment, when Mou was bandaging Liang Chuyan, they were suddenly attacked by a sneak attack of thorns. The already desperate team was further pushed into a corner. Zhongming could only pray to the gods and Buddhas at this time. It turned out that his plea reached my ears as a YouTuber. Soon, I bestowed blessings upon him as well. As the final reward icon appeared, finally successfully obtained the reward. Afterwards, Zhongming didn't bother to look closely at the reward. Instead, he kicked the bomb directly towards the exotic beasts. Then he urged Zhongyuan to use the skill, Unmovable Rock, at Zhongming's command. Zhongyuan activated the Unmovable Rock skill, which maximized his defensive power. Swish, 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 swish. The shield split into 2 and then 4, enveloping everyone in the center of the shield formation. Then Zhongming leaped to the top of the formation, took out an 80-meter short gun from a space crystal safe he retrieved earlier, and aimed at the bomb falling from high altitude. Click! A bullet hit the bomb with precision. A deafening explosion followed. The power of the explosion even reached Melody Master 500 meters away. He could feel the aftermath. He immediately had a bad feeling, and then they disregarded Zhongming's instructions, rushing towards the center of the battlefield. When he saw almost all of them in front of him had lost their combat effectiveness, Melody Master and a few others couldn't help but be shocked. He quickly went to help with the treatment. But the only thing worth celebrating is that everyone is still alive. And this round, Zhongming won the bet. In the near future, people will need to rely on a wheel draw even to eat a Yao ramen. In the zombie-ridden apocalypse, competing for the wheel has become key to survival and strength. Zhongming, who has been reborn, is making unstoppable progress. He became the first to reach level 2 Evolver and successfully obtained 2 treasures from the highly risky Devil's Bet. However, in this battle, the entire team ended up lying down. After 4 days of rest and recovery, Everyone who needed to recover has fully returned to their original state. However, Sheng Yuan, who was most severely injured, still needs to lie down flat. Iron Corpse, who was cut in half, is currently unable to recover. The success of this plan relies mainly on the directional bomb that Xiao Lei previously used to blow up the building. In addition to Sheng Yuan's defensive skills, their harvest can be described as overflowing. So next, it's time to start everyone's favorite inventory time. After the explosion, most of the exotic beasts on the field were finished off by Yi Zhongming. Therefore, they obtained 15 level 3 magic crystals. Nowadays, there are hardly any level 3 magic crystals on the market, so this is another opportunity for Yi Zhongming to widen the gap. If you are lucky enough, encountering a level 3 will allow you to get ahead and directly obtain a 3 stars evolution potion. After the magic crystal inventory is completed, it's time to focus on the precious treasures on the exotic beast, especially this soul orb that looks like an apple. It is the heart of the heavy armor sword skeleton. It has no effect on ordinary evolvers, but it is a treasure for crafting professionals. It is essential for crafting equipment with certain special abilities or unleashing special skills, as it serves as a catalyst for them. However, compared to this, the biggest gain from this battle is the second treasure obtained from the Devil's Bet. Sacrifice Gate. In simple terms, it means offering something as a sacrifice, and then giving something else back to the user based on what they have sacrificed. If it weren't for Yi Zhongming being a craftsman, I wouldn't even know what this is. And most importantly, this sacrifice gate is actually a golden equipment. A solid golden legendary. In the previous life, at least 7 stars evolution was required to start getting involved. To actually obtain it, at least an 8 stars level was needed. Without further ado, Yi Zhongming's excited little heart has already started to beat faster. He then directly took out a magic crystal and threw it in. He looked at it expectantly. What followed was the calmness of the air. This darn thing had absolutely no reaction. Later, Yi Zhongming persisted. It must be that the way of opening it is incorrect. But the next moment, the sacrifice gate remains as calm as still water without any ripples. Under the circumstances where there is truly no alternative, Yi Zhongming took out the few level 3 magic crystals. He hesitated for a moment before tossing them in. As expected, the crystal above started to undergo subtle changes. If you put a magic crystal, it can create changes. That proves it's a matter of quantity. In the near future, people will need to rely on wheel lottery even just to eat Buddha jumps over the wall. In a world dominated by zombies, fighting for the wheel has become the key to survival and power. The resurrected Yi Zhongming is like a walking cheat code. In the life and death battle of Devil's Bet, he obtained a piece of golden legendary equipment. Sacrifice Gate. After he placed a level 3 magic crystal, the sacrifice gate finally showed a strange change. This filled Yi Zhongming with anticipation. He then continued to put coins into it. But only the white line in the middle became larger. There were hardly any other changes. This is almost no different from a bottomless pit. This puts Yi Zhongming in a dilemma. A chicken rib that is tasteless to eat yet a pity to discard. Relying on his current strength as expected, golden equipment is indeed too far away for him. Therefore, Yi Zhongming had no choice but to set it aside for now. Then summoned another major reward from this time. Rumbling Engineer. After testing, the cooldown time for this little thing actually requires 30 hours. Yi Zhongming can be inferred from its name. The function of this thing should be more than just setting up a turret. And it's also a robot, with its own craftsman profession. It should be possible to make improvements. So without further ado, Yi Zhongming directly summoned a piece of ghost metal. Attached the ghost metal to something small using enchanting, like making a 90 centimeter short sword. But it didn't turn out as expected by this YouTuber. The wind is calm and the water is still, without a ripple. Yi Zhongming embodies the spirit of never giving up and never admitting defeat. But the air remains peaceful. This made Yi Zhongming feel defeated once again. Life was not worth living. He even began to suspect that ghost metal had passed its expiry date. Then he casually threw it into the sacrifice gate. The white lines on the gemstone thickened once again. It did prove that ghost metal had not expired, since ghost metal is fine. Then the problem lies with the little one. When Yi Zhongming saw the little one's anus, he was immediately surprised. 3 embedded holes appeared on its anus. This time, Yi Zhongming saw hope again. Because of his craftsmanship skills, there is still one gem inlay with nothing to do. There are only 3 ways to make the equipment have gem sockets. One way is that the equipment comes with sockets by default. Another way is that craftsmen have the ability to add gem sockets during crafting. The last way is with the precious one-time hole puncher. Surprisingly, this little thing already comes with 3 gem sockets. In the previous life, it could be considered an artifact, so Yi Zhongming took out a piece of ghost metal and inserted it into one of the sockets. Yi Zhongming uses gem inlay, and a hexagram rune array appears. After a moment, a dazzling light shines around the small object. With a whoosh sound, he successfully upgrades to become an advanced rumbling engineer. He unlocked the first firing form ray turret, and there are still 3 more firing forms unlocked. When Yi Zhongming saw the energy needed to unlock it, he looked completely puzzled. Unlocking Form 2 alone requires 1 million energy units. 1 energy is equivalent to 1 level 1 magic crystal. Converting to level 2 requires 10,000 crystals. Seeing this quantity makes Yi Zhongming's head ache directly. For the current Yi Zhongming, there is nothing he can do temporarily. After he finishes counting this harvest wave, he should treat the red-haired iron corpse after counting this harvest wave. In the near future, people will need to rely on wheel to draw lots even to have a sip of the yellow river water. In the post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, snatching the wheel becomes the key to survival and power in the apocalypse. Yi Zhongming, who has been reborn, is like a walking guidebook. Just obtained legendary golden equipment at the beginning of the game. But the cost of this battle is enormous. Even Iron Corpse is on its last breath. But luckily, she is a human puppet, and happened to obtain this soul orb from the heavy armor sword skeleton. Afterwards, Yi Zhongming stuffed the soul orb into her chest area. Then feed her a level 3 magic crystal, and leave the rest to fate. And at this moment, everyone is starting dinner. To be honest, this YouTuber never has such a hearty meal even on New Year's Eve. After dealing with everything, Yi Zhongming came out carrying 3 modified bulletproof vests. One of them is for the key physician in the team, Teacher Piao. The other one is for the meat shield, Sheng Yuan. And finally, the last one. Because both ladies found it too ugly, they let Flat Top Bro pick up the leftovers. After the distribution is complete, they went to win over the just awakened Sheng Yuan. Sheng Yuan is indeed a person with a serious professional illness. He only focused on the issue of shield repair when he saw Yi Zhongming. But Yi Zhongming's answer surprised him greatly. The shield could actually repair itself. This is Yi Zhongming's first step in winning people's hearts. He instilled confidence with a strong backing. The second step is to create suspicion. Yi Zhongming revealed every detail of Sheng Yuan's past, leaving Sheng Yuan puzzled. This added to Yi Zhongming's mysterious aura. The third step is to deepen the conflict. Yi Zhongming pointed out Sheng Yuan's inner secrets incisively and accurately. He is seeking revenge for his girlfriend, Li Ying. Hunt down his former boss, Huang Shijie, and his subordinates. He is continually exposing their past secrets. This makes Sheng Yuan feel that Yi Zhongming is even more unfathomable. After a series of preparations, it comes to the final step, making a promise. As long as you follow me, I will help you seek revenge. Just become the shield of our team. Sure enough, the 4-move combination of Sheng Yuan has instantly broken through the defense. Everything is proceeding in an orderly manner under Yi Zhongming's plan. As Yi Zhongming turned to leave, Sheng Yuan still wanted to inform him of a secret, which is about the forces behind Huang Shijie. But Yi Zhongming didn't wait for him to finish. He directly said the 4 words. Imperial Guide. The disdain on his face once again shocked Sheng Yuan to the core. What the hell is this guy? And at this moment, the dark night with a high wind turned into a murderous night. Previously, Sunglass Doctor appeared by Huang Shijia's side. Now he is appearing on the hill with several people. He is still wearing sunglasses in the middle of the night. They are planning to capture a level 2 mutated mountain goat downhill. However, their strength is insufficient. Sunglass Doctor opens the medicine box and takes out a syringe filled with yellow liquid. Don't worry. Just need some time. In the near future, people will need to rely on a wheel lottery even to have a bite of jinhua ham. In a post-apocalyptic world where zombies roam, stealing the wheel becomes the key to survival and power in the post-apocalyptic world. Yi Zhongming, who has been reborn, always stays one step ahead. In the heavily guarded Wulon base, Yi Zhongming, who comes and goes without a trace, has successfully rescued his comrade from the previous life, Sheng Yuan. Now, the group is planning to go back to fulfill Sheng Yuan's wish. Let him seek revenge on his girlfriend's behalf from his former boss, Huang Shijia. When the 2 guards saw that the newcomer was the fugitive Sheng Yuan, they couldn't help but shudder. Immediately, they had the guard standing behind them inform Huang Shijia. But before the guard could finish his words, an 80-meter short sword plunged straight into his back. It was done by Xiao Lei. She had long wanted to get rid of these scum, because these guards had once burned another town to ashes simply for the magic crystal. Thousands of people did not die at the hands of zombies, but instead, they died in the greed of fellow human beings. Seeing this situation, the 2 guards could only run away and quickly close the gate, trapping the crowd outside the gate in order to buy time to seek reinforcements.